Okay, so you've heard about 401ks, healthcare, but what about childcare benefits? As the cost of childcare continues to climb, it's become one of the fastest growing trends in business, and Memphis Transit Authority is the latest company to jump on board. Starting this month, Memphis Area Transit Authority will pay $200 a month towards their employees' child care. So the company is partnering up with childcare tech app Tutris, which has more than 185,000 licensed childcare providers on its network. MATA parents simply just go online, they type in their city or their zip code, and then they browse through a list of childcare providers that show how many openings they have in real time or on the app. And then MATA will pay the first $200 of the monthly enrollment, with parents picking up the rest of the tab. Here's what MATA had to say about all this.
I'm actually really excited that we're having this program as a three-time mom, I guess, with the newborn. This is right on time. COVID has definitely changed what the workforce could look like. Has changed what people are looking for in companies. To be able to provide this additional benefit, I think is definitely great. We have a night shift, we have swing shifts, we have early morning shifts. And so, childcare definitely can be an issue if you have a driver that has to come in at 3:30 in the morning, or if you have a mechanic or someone who works in our maintenance department that works the 12 to 8 shift. So hopefully have childcare that can correlate with those schedules is definitely a plus.
Okay, so MATA, again, partnering up with the child care tech app Tutris. Now, joining us now to talk more about the future of childcare, we have the CEO of Tutris, Jeff McAdam. Actually, he's a Tutris creative director, I should say. Jeff, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, thanks for having me this morning. Happy to be here. And we're talking about Tutris as well, and the partnership with Memphis Transit Authority, and it's an exciting one for us. And we're finding that it is a very common trend that we are starting to see in business, especially in the past year or so. Every month it feels like we're doubling our partnerships. If we had 2 last month, now it's 4 more companies jumping on this month, and it's because a lot of companies are finding that their parents can't get to work because there's a childcare shortage that's going on. It's not just happening in Tennessee, it's going on nationwide.
Yeah, so Jeff, let's talk a little bit about Tutris. Many of our viewers right now, for the first time, they're hearing this. They're hearing about this app and perhaps how it works. Can you take us through how this thing works, how MATA was on board, the Memphis Area Transit Authority, if you are familiar with that, and how people can get involved?
Yeah, you got it. So what Tutris is a tech platform. It is the largest childcare platform in the country. So at the heart and soul of what this thing does is there's 185,000 licensed childcare providers nationwide that are listed on it. It's kind of like the Airbnb of childcare. So if you're a childcare provider that's out there who wants to market their program, they go to Tutris in order to get themselves out there, and it's free for childcare providers to use. A lot of people don't realize this, but 70% of the overall licensed childcare providers nationwide are those smaller in-home daycares that most parents would never even know how to find. You can't find them in a Google search. I'm a dad. I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I was actually a reporter doing a story on this company about 1.5 years ago. I was going through the childcare search, and I felt like I was banging my head against the wall. Trying to find a place that's a good fit. You could spend weeks, if not over a month, trying to find a good fit. And then this app comes along and it streamlines the process. It helps parents go online with a simple search. You put in your city or your zip code, and it shows you all the availability in your area, and it shows you the openings they have in real time. So it says 3 openings, or it says 5 openings. That way you don't have to pick up the phone and call and not know the results before you even get the process started. And so companies partner with Tutris because they go, listen, our problem is twofold. One, parents don't know where to find childcare, like me. And 2, even if they can find it, can they afford it? And so that's where Tutris comes in. The best thing to kind of combat against rising prices is the opportunity to shop around. So when you have 5 or 6 or 7 opportunities in your area, Well, now you can kind of gauge program to program which one is the best one for you, whether it's the age range that it serves, the price that it serves, and businesses tap into Tutris for their employees because they say, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to find childcare so we can rely on you guys coming to work and being productive employees. In fact, companies like Memphis Transit Authority say, not only will we let you tap into this platform, Tutris, we're going to up the ante. We want to be able to pay $200 a month towards your childcare benefits in order to just make it a little bit easier. So if you're trying to sit at home and debate, I'm spending $1,500 a month on childcare for my 2 kids, does it make more sense for me to stay home and just take care of them if half my paycheck is going to childcare? Well, maybe that $200 a month helps ease the burden just enough to make you, feel the incentive to want to stay at work and to let your kids go to a place that you feel comfortable, a quality license program. So it's a win for childcare providers because you have parents coming directly to them. It's a win, of course, for the parents, and it's a win for the employer because they get to hold on to their employee, if that makes sense.
It does. And Jeff, I'm kind of interested because in our MATA piece, we talked about how MATA is putting forward, they're paying essentially $200 a month towards their employees' child care. Is that something where that's pretty standard, right, across the country? Or how else do companies do this?
Yeah, we have 2 different levels that we see from a lot of companies. A lot of companies just give their employees access to the Tutris platform. So that's level option 1. And then if companies want to go a step above and beyond that, they can make that contribution as well. And so Memphis Transit is kind of leading the country. They're one of the companies that say, hey, not only do we want to give access to that platform, but we want to be able to put a little bit of stake in the game and help chip away at it. And I'm looking at Tennessee's average monthly cost of childcare, or yearly, I should say, it's almost $9,000 a year. So, you put $200 a month times 12, you're talking $2,400. That's about 30% of the childcare cost for the year. At worst, infant care is the most expensive, and then it gets cheaper as the kids age up towards the age of 5. And so you get at least 30% of the childcare covered by Memphis Transit Authority by doing this subsidy and this childcare benefit. And what a lot of people don't realize too is, you got kids age 8, 10, 12, and you think, well, childcare doesn't apply to me. My child's too old. That's not the case because this also applies for summer camps and stuff, and those can get pricey too. You could spend $1,500 on a summer camp. Well, guess what? Memphis Transit Authority is going to pay a sizable amount towards that summer camp as well. So it really serves ages 12 and under, and it's a game changer for young families, that's for sure.
Tutris. So, Jeff, let me ask you something. I'm trying to figure this out so I know it intently here. Our story, we said that MATA is paying $200 a month towards their employees' child care. The company is partnering up with Tutris. Does the money go towards the employee, to the app, the company? How does that partnership work exactly?
You got it. Well, with any benefit, whether it's a 401k, whether it's healthcare, whether it's childcare, it's great that companies want to implement something like that. But some of those can be very hands-on and intensive, and so it's more of a burden administratively. And we wanted to ease all that. So what we did is we streamlined a concierge service, so to speak, right directly through us. So the company like MATA says, listen, we want to give each employee $200 a month. You please, Tutris, streamline it through your app, have the money flow into the app, have the parents be able to take it straight out of the app and give it right to the child care provider. So it kind of just comes right through the system and then right into the bank account of the child care provider. So it's seamless. It's almost instantaneous, but it's there on a regular basis. So a parent can count on that discount when they go to pay at the end of the month or the start of the month, depending on how their child care provider works. They automatically see that $200 deduction in their system when they go to hit, send on their payments. It's already $200 deducted right off the top. So it just streamlines right through the computer system.
Okay, so it's like a credit, a $200 credit.
You got it. That's exactly right.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so our viewers, you know, they're looking at this. They're perhaps interested in something with Tutris. They want to get involved or at least see how it works. Is this like any other app? I mean, there's 185,000 licensed child care providers on your network there. Is it just like we, you know, put in the zip code, the city, and boom, we're done?
Yeah, you got it. Exactly. If you just go online to tutris.com, or you can download the app if you got it on your phone. And it's super easy. The very first thing you'll notice when you go to that home screen is the search box. You type in your city, type in your zip code, type in your neighborhood, whatever you want to do, and hit enter, and every licensed childcare provider in your area pops up, and it shows you their availability in real time. Lets you look at the pictures if they've posted pictures of the place, if they've posted a virtual tour or a video tour. Yeah, you can do that right there as well. You can see their total curriculum right there on their front page, including like what age range do they serve. And you can even click on their state licensing information. So let's say this place looks good. You know, as a parent, one of the first questions that I always have is, yeah, but you know, pictures can always be deceiving. I'd love to see what the state records look like. Have they had visits, and what were the results of those visits? We have it all. It's right on there. You can click on it and you can see, gosh, they were visited twice last year. And what was it for? Oh, you know, clean bill of health. Great. I feel great. You know, or you can see otherwise if there's different, you know, marks or different notes from a visit in the past. And the great thing about Tutris is it cycles on a weekly basis, a couple times a month too, to refresh the system. So it's always in good standing. We're making sure that childcare providers, the licensed childcare providers, do have their license up to date and that nothing is in default. So we only have the best quality license programs available online for both parents and for employers.
Anything else you want to mention before we let you go, Jeff? I appreciate this. It's been very informative.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, we're just excited. I mean, as a dad, I feel like it's a long time coming. The childcare system in general has just been broken for decades and decades and decades. This pandemic just devastated the entire system even more. We lost over 16,000 childcare programs nationwide because a lot of parents pulled their kids out of programs. They were worried about pandemic breakouts in their own childcare classrooms. And so a lot of these childcare providers and programs didn't survive. They didn't come back. And what few availability was left is only gotten tighter, which means the costs are going up and up. This is the time where employers really need to help out. They can jump in. They can really change the game. Maybe something bad in a pandemic has opened up the opportunity for something wonderful and good, a change that's been decades overdue. So we're excited about it, and excited to see programs like companies like Mata taking the initiative to help their employees out.
Okay, Jeff McAdam, Tutris Creative Director, we appreciate you giving us the intel this morning, and good luck to you and the rest of 2023. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.